What's up, Peace Giant fans? Uh, I'm not wearing no jersey because they the Giants haven't warranted me to wear no jersey. I'm still rocking my hat, as you see, but I haven't put out no content in a couple of weeks because I wanted to see, how the Giants were faring and how they looked, and let's get down to it, bro. This is going to be a long season. And we lost to the Dallas Cowboys again last night. We'll start with that. Most recently, because of Brian Daboll. He called a casual game. He wasn't aggressive. When it was 4th and short, he didn't want to go for it, but he wanted to go for it on 4th and 3 and hand the ball off to Devin Singletary. I know Daniel Jones got neck problems, but if that's the case, have a package in place. Put Tyrone Tracy in there and have a wildcat option with Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary. You only needed inches, a half a yard. You know what I'm saying? So I understand you wanted to protect your quarterback, but you ran the ball with Devin Singletary. The Cowboys got penetration, and Devin Singletary had to make that play on his own and spin out of the grasp of a player, which had him for a loss. He didn't go it for 4th down when the Giants were in their own territory. You know what I'm saying? He called a horrible game, bro. And for him to so-called be the play caller, he called a horrible game. Let's just call it what it is. Daniel Jones did not play bad. He was efficient. He was basically accurate. He had some key drops. A lot of people say, oh yeah, he doesn't have the arm strength. Bro, he threw the ball to Darius Slayton, and you could say maybe if he led Darius Slayton, because Slayton had the guy beat, maybe Slayton could have scored a touchdown, but he got the ball out there to Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton pulled up, made an adjustment, the ball went through his hands. Okay? He also had Wan'Dale Robinson, I believe. Ball went through his hands when Wan'Dale was jumping up and down talking about the defender grabbed him. No, he didn't grab you. You dropped the ball. It looks like they're force feeding Malik. I guess they're trying to keep him happy. I don't know what that is. So I think they're trying to force feed him. And he took some shots. He was dazed and woozy, But I have one question. Before I get into Deonte Banks, I have one question. Where is Jalin Hyatt? I watched that whole game, basically. To my recollection, Jalin Hyatt played 2 snaps. 2 snaps. Okay? If you can't run the ball on the Dallas Cowboys with no Dexter Lawrence, because he was out, like in the 3rd quarter or whatever, he had an ankle, or the 4th quarter, whatever it was, I lost track. But Dexter Lawrence wasn't in the game, so you was able to key on Micah Parsons. Trayvon Diggs played. He played well. He played a good game. And he started to shadow Malik after that big play. But what do you do against the team that's playing the run well? You spread them out. You spread them out. Your offensive line played very good. The offensive line played decent. You know what I mean? Theo Johnson was in there a couple of plays. They played well. They played well. They really played well, my dude. But you spread them out. Go 4 wide. Put Devin Singletary in a single back set. Make the Dallas Cowboys cover you. They got practice squad players starting. What are you doing? Are you fucking serious? Jalen Hyatt played 2 fucking snaps, bro. Come on, man. Come on. That shit don't make no sense. Let me tell you, I have confidence in Jalen Hyatt because I saw that young man last season make over-the-shoulder grabs, making adjustments on the ball. If Daniel Jones throws that ball that he threw to Darius Slayton deep, my opinion, Jalen Hyatt would have caught that ball. He would have caught it. Because he's good along the sideline. He's good along the boundaries. He's got good awareness with his feet, his hand coordination. And you see him just standing on the sideline. And for the life of me, they keep running fucking Darius Slayton. Yo, I'm tired of Darius Slayton, bro. I'm tired of Darius Slayton. Okay? That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. I am tired of Darius Slayton. He is stunting the growth of our young players. Okay? We don't know what these young players are capable of doing unless they're put into the fire and we see what they're made of. Having a guy that averages 700 yards receiving and wanting to make him one of your fucking starters, no. Put these fucking young dudes out there and let them see what they are capable of. Bryce Ford Wheaton, 6'3", 6'4", runs a 4.4, has all the intangibles. All he needs is time. He needs reps. You got this nigga on the punt team. I come the fuck on. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're pissing me off. I'm not happy. Brian Daboll, oh yeah, I'm gonna call the plays. You ain't got Mike Kafka to blame now, bro. Now I'm not saying they should fire Daboll because in actuality, who are you gonna get? Bill Belichick? Who you gonna get? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying firing Daboll is the answer, okay? It's obvious that Daniel Jones is not his preference at quarterback, and he only puts the game with Daniel Jones when he feels he has to. That's fine. But you could only muster 5 field goals against the Dallas Cowboy defense where DeMarcus Lawrence was out for almost half the game. You have no proven corner opposite Trayvon Diggs, and you can only muster 5 field goals? Yo, I don't care what you say. I don't care how you look at it. That is on Brian Daboll, bro. That is on Brian Daboll. It ain't on Daniel Jones. It ain't on Malik Neighbors. It ain't on Jalen Hyatt. That is on Brian Daboll. And if he's going to continue to call games like that, conservatively and shit, then he needs to lose his job. Period. Because that's inexcusable, man. Right now, I say you keep him, you roll with it and see what you got. But I mean, come on, dude. Like that shit was atrocious last night. It was hard to watch. I mean, the defense did their job. They held the Dallas Cowboys to 20 points. You got to be able to score touchdowns in this league, bro. You got to be able to score touchdowns. I mean, I don't know what else to say, man. I don't know what else to say. That game was horrible. It was horrible to watch. Um, Kayvon Thibodeau was getting mugged by Guyton. Guyton was mugging that motherfucker. I mean, it was face mask, hands to the face. These refs were calling everything under the sun, but they weren't calling that shit. He was fucking Thibodeau up. And then let's talk about the phantom face mask that they called on Daniel Bellinger. If they look at it, the Dallas Cowboy player Overshown grabbed Daniel Bellinger's face mask. It wasn't the other way around. I don't know what the fuck them refs was doing. I don't know what the fuck Brian Daboll was calling. And let's get to Deonte Banks. Okay? This is a young man that wants to be the number one corner. The Giants, I guess, have anointed him the number one corner. And he plays very physical. Okay? Because he's a big corner in size. He's a very stocky, stout, strong dude. But if you want to play aggressive, you have to play aggressive all the way through, homeboy. You can't just try to jam a dude, and then when it don't work and he runs past you, then you playing catch up. You know what I'm saying? If you want to play physical, you got to play physical from the whistle to the end of the whistle, beginning to end. And that first touchdown to CeeDee Lamb, Deonte Banks tried to play him physical. Lamb ran right through that shit, got past them, and then Deonte Banks just gave up. I mean, yeah, okay, fine. You know, you feel he's going to score a touchdown, but shit, make it look good. It's like he was like, all right, well, he caught it. He's going to score a touchdown. Yeah, but you still got to run hard, my dude. You got speed. I'm not saying you would have caught him, but, you know, make it look good. He just gave up. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what they need to do. I really don't have the answers. Their next game is against the Seahawks, and then they got the Bengals. So you know how that's gonna go. I don't know. I thought the Giants might be able to squeeze out about 9 wins. I said high point, I believe I said was 11, maybe even 12. I don't know, bro. I don't know. 9 wins is looking rough. You know what I mean? They just don't have the firepower on offense. They're overfeeding Malik Neighbors, and they're not running no other dudes, man. They're not running Jalen Hyatt. They're not putting Bryce Ford Wheaton out there. I mean, shit, at least put him out there. He's going up against practice squad players. They ain't no better than him. What you got to lose? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it'll change in the Seahawks game, but shit, you saw what happened last season when we played the Seahawks. It wasn't good. It started off all right, but it didn't end well. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where they go from here per se. But what I do know is that they have to find a way to be competitive on both sides of the ball. Shane Bowen, he called a great game in my opinion. Holding the Dallas Cowboys offense to 20 points, that's a plus in my book. I don't care what anybody says. That's a plus. But you got to be able to score. In this modern NFL, you've got to be able to score a minimum of 20 points, 20, 21 points, a minimum. You're not going to win games 15, 13, 15, 12, 15, 10. You're not going to win a lot of games like that, bro. The Giants have a good defense, but it ain't like that to where they could hold people to 10 points a game. You know what I'm saying? I was doing some mock drafts. It's getting around that time for mock drafts, bro. And I was taking Will Johnson with our first round pick. A lot of people were like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? We need a quarterback." Look, the Giants need a number one corner. I feel in my heart, Deonte Banks would be best suited as a number 2. And if you can get Will Johnson, you take him as your number 1. Because then that puts Deonte Banks at 2. That puts Will Johnson, even though he's a rookie, that will put him at number 1. And then you can get a quarterback later on in the draft. You know, maybe a Jalen Milroe or something like that in the second round. A Dylan Gabriel. You know, maybe how the draft shakes out. Maybe you could even draft the Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. You know, the last Ole Miss quarterback we had turned out to be a future Hall of Famer. So, you know, you know, but I don't know, man. I just really think that they really need to get aggressive. I like Brian Daboll. I think he's a good coach. I think he's got a good mind from what I see, but he's just got to get aggressive. And he's got to throw caution to the wind and be like, fuck it. We lose, we lose. It's like he's coaching to not lose his job. You know what I'm saying? And as they say, man, scared money don't make money. You know what I mean? Yo, you ain't got shit to lose, bro. You 1-3. You ain't got shit to lose now. Now it's time to say, yo, fuck it. If teams beat us, hats off to them, they beat us. But you can't be scared, man. You can't be coaching scared. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you're going to be the play caller, you can't keep calling games scared. If you lose your job, you're going to lose your job. What's that going to do? You know what I mean? So you're not going to call an aggressive game? I don't know. I don't know, man. You know, I hope they get it together. I hope, being that we got 10 days off, 10 days, well, not 10 days off, but 10 days before the next game, hopefully they got time to implement Jalen Hyatt in the offense, and his abilities. Because if you have, let's just say, if you put Malik Nabers, Jalen Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson, and if you still want to run Darius Slayton, fine. But either Darius Slayton or Bryce Ford Wheaton, who's going to cover that? All these dudes run 4.4s. Who's going to cover that? You mean to tell me there's teams out there that have 4 good DBs where they can keep up with those 4.4s on every play? Come on, man. That's impossible. You know what I mean? Use what you have. Use what you got. Play to your strength. If you're going to throw the ball, put the fastest dudes out there that can make plays. After Darius Slayton dropped those 2 passes, I would have took him the fuck out and put Jalen Hyatt in. There's no excuse. No excuse. I would have put Jalen Hyatt in. Jalen Hyatt was standing behind Brian Daboll, antsy, waiting to get in, and never got his shot. You 1-3. What the fuck you got to play for now? Now is your job as an offensive-minded coach to develop that young talent. You are not going to win those Super Bowls with Darius Slayton, bro. You're not going to do it. So, develop that young talent. See what you got. If Jalen Hyatt turns out to be not shit, fuck it. So be it. You made a mistake. Draft another receiver. If Bryce Ford Wheaton turns out to not be shit, he was a undrafted free agent. You ain't got nothing to lose. But damn. I mean, you mean to tell me you couldn't spread out that Dallas Cowboys defense? Seriously? With all of the speed that you got? Come on, man. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Them losing that game at home, that game was winnable. That is a game they could have won. I'm not going to say should have. That is a game they could have won, and they didn't win. And they didn't win because of their lack of aggression on offense. Simple and plain. You know what I mean? Graham Gano. I love Graham Gano. You know what I'm saying? I liked Graham Gano ever since he was with Carolina. I was like, yo, that's a kicker we need, because we had some sorry-ass kickers, man. You know what I mean? After Lawrence Tynes, we had some sorry kickers, bro. But I was like, yeah, Graham Gano, all right. But Graham Gano is getting old, dude. This is the second season where Graham Gano has had a lingering injury. And I don't think he recovered from the injury from last season fully. You know what I'm saying? Graham Gano is an old guy. He's still a good kicker, but he's an old guy. It's time to get another kicker. It's time to get another kicker, dude. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what they can do to salvage this season. I was reading something where one of the other people that put up content, I believe it was Fireside, they were talking about how Deonte Banks is a number 1 corner. I don't think he's a number 1 corner yet. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's on the verge of being a number 1 corner. I don't think he doesn't play the ball, and he has the physical skills. He has the speed, he has the size, he has the physicality. But he's got to get better with his ball skills. They didn't like the pick of Drew Phillips. I love Drew Phillips, and I like Drew Phillips. And I said during the draft that Drew Phillips was going to take Darnay Holmes' job, and he did. So it's good to see that people are coming around to Drew Phillips a little bit. But I don't know. I don't know what they need to do. I don't know what direction they need to go in. Normally, like, yeah, they need to do this, they need to do that, blah, 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 blah. But I don't know, bro. I don't know. They look very passive on offense. They're not aggressive. Shane Bowen he looks like he's got that defense clicking now. But the offense has got to score points, dude. They've got to score points. You know what I mean? Against the Washington Redskins, I mean, come on. They should have blew them niggas out. They should have blew them out. That game shouldn't have been as close as it was. Come on. Another game where it's multiple field goals, more field goals than you got touchdowns. Well, no. The Minnesota Viking game, okay. They got their asses rocked. They got their asses handed to them. But they've played well enough on defense to where if they got help from the offense, they should have beat the Redskins. Well, they should have beat the Redskins, and they should have beaten the Cowboys. That's it. The Giants should easily be 3-1. Worst case scenario, 2-2. You know what I mean? The sky ain't falling. I'm not Chicken Little running around talking about the sky's falling and the season's over. But they got to get it together, man. They got to get it together. And it's not getting any easier because they got the Seahawks and then they got the Bengals next. And we know how the Bengals are. They start slow. And as the season goes, they start picking up speed. So, and now T. Higgins is back. So now you can't just key on Jamar Chase. I believe Drew Phillips and Adoree have a knee and an ankle. But we definitely going to need them in that game. We're definitely going to need them in the Seattle Seahawks game. With DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith and Jigba. You know what I mean? That's going to be a rough one. And I believe it's in Seattle. So, but we'll see what happens. But Brian Daboll, if you're watching, call an aggressive game, bro. I believe in you. I know the team believes in you. I know Joe Shane believes in you. Call an aggressive game. And if you lose for your aggression, you lose. The better team won. But you can't call a passive game in this NFL, man. You can't do it. So, hopefully you watching this. Hopefully you happen to see this or somebody comes across it. Like I said, I still believe in you, brother. But I just hope you could get it done. And to the rest of the Giant fans, just hold out hope. See what happens. And we gonna ride with our team, bro. That's what we do as New Yorkers, man. We ride with them. Sink or swim. So, we'll just see what happens. But I think in the end we'll be all right. But it's just a rough patch right now. But they definitely got to turn it on. If there's a button that you could switch to turn it on, hit that fucking button. But to all my people, like, subscribe to the channel. So I could keep putting out content. And we gonna get this ship right. We're gonna get it right. But till next time, till the Seattle game. Love y'all. Peace. Stay safe. To all my family down there in the South, I hope you and your loved ones is okay. Because I heard about that hurricane down there doing a little bit of damage. So I hope everybody is all right. My heart goes out to the ones that have, that have suffered during this. But hopefully there's some better days ahead. And like I said, like, subscribe, and talk to y'all soon. All right. Peace. God bless.